everybody, my name is Hussein Meshayekhi and this is the second session of my Unreal Engine 5 course. In this session we're going to install Unreal Engine together, and before we get to do that I gotta tell you something. A lot of people I know install Unreal Engine from third-party websites, and Unreal Engine has its own bugs, but when you install it from a third-party website you're gonna have additional bugs, and later down the line it's gonna make you a lot of problems that you can just simply avoid. There are also people who just copy the setup files on their hard drives, and each time they install a new version of Windows they use the same files. Again, I advise you to just, each time you want to install Unreal Engine, go to the Epic Games website and download a new version, the current version that they have. So if you want to start the process of installing Unreal Engine 5, which is gonna take some time too, first we go to Google and search for Epic Games, and then we open the official website, Epic Games, the maker of Unreal Engine, the creators. But before we initiate the installation process, I gotta advise you to make sure that your internet connection is a good one, and if you are using a VPN or any proxies of some sort, make sure that they are not likely to have a lot of disruptions, because any disruptions in that process may cause some problems and you would get some errors. So Unreal Engine maybe, or Epic Games may be filtered in some restricted areas, and you may have to use a VPN of some sort, but make sure to use a good one that's gonna provide you a solid connection for some time. So the first thing that we need to do is to make an account. So we click on sign in. Now we have a variety of ways to sign into Epic Games, but we're gonna sign up and actually use a new account. Here from the list of options that we have, we're gonna choose sign up with email, the first one, which is very simple. So we click on that, and then here in this page we're gonna provide some personal information. For example, country Turkey for me. First name, I'm gonna put Sinan, for example, Sinan, and last name Ilmaz. Okay. For the display name, let me try Hussein Meshayekhi. Okay, let's see. Already taken. We need to use another name. Let me try another variation. For example, 3D artist Meshayekhi. Okay, 3D artist M. Let's see. All right. Now for my email, I'm going to use this email, so I'm going to copy it, this email address. I'm going to copy it in this box and paste it. For password, I choose a password that I like. All right. Now I'm going to check these boxes. The first one says if I would want to receive some news. The second one I have to check, which is basically agreeing to the terms of service. Let me choose another stronger password. All right. And let's see, let's check everything. Turkey, oh sorry, let me choose Turkey again. All right, and we click on continue. All right, now I'm gonna receive a code in a couple of seconds. I'm gonna save this password for myself. So this here, it's telling us that it's gonna send us a password to our email. This is the password. All right, so let me just refresh it and open it again. I'm going to copy the password and then paste it here and click on verify email so that we would verify our account. All right. All right, now we have successfully created an account and verified it. Now we can go to the top right corner and click on download and start downloading the required files. So again, you just saw how easy it was to go to the Epic Games website and download it from the Epic Games itself, and signing up process took just 1 minute. So be sure to use Epic Games' website to download the files, and do not download it from third-party websites. I'm gonna, emphasize this point because it's very important. And it's gonna take a couple of minutes for me until everything is downloaded here. Okay. All right, now we can click on it, open it, and start installing our Epic Games launcher. The only thing that we need to provide here is the destination folder for the installation. So I'm not going to change this one. I'm going to click on install, and I instantly get this error because I have already installed this. And to save some time, I'm going to just click on cancel and go to the launcher itself. All right, so now I'm going to open the launcher. I'm going to find it from my start. So I put in EP, and here we go, Epic Games Launcher. This is the one. So after you install it, it's gonna be opened automatically, but since I had installed it previously, I had to find it here. So here we can sign in with different options because we signed up with an email. Obviously, we gotta sign in with that email. So instead of signing up, we use the first option, sign in with Epic Games using the email. So we select it here, click on it. All right, here in the first box, email address, we have to provide the email address that we used for signing up. Let me copy it again. Okay, and I'm gonna copy it, paste it here, and then I'm gonna type in my password. All right, and I'm gonna have this remember me checked so that I don't have to put the password again, and we log in. Now we may get another error or capture so that the Epic Games would know that we are not a bot, but it's just a puzzle that we can easily solve. It's not a problem. And this is what we get after signing in, which is the main page of the Epic Games launcher. All right, so within the launcher, what is this launcher? This launcher is an application that is installed on our hard drive that's gonna give us a lot of different things like news, new installations, articles, marketplaces. For example, this marketplace, later on when you get good at Unreal Engine, you can start selling your blueprints, characters, objects, anything really. And we have library and Twinmotion. Twinmotion is basically another animation software, and inside library we have all our previous projects and things that we have saved. So make sure that on the left corner it's on Unreal Engine. We don't need to go to store or library yet, so we make sure that it's on Unreal Engine, and then we go to library, and here with engine versions we're going to start any version that we would like. So I'm gonna click on the plus sign here and choose a version that I want. Because I've already installed the latest version, which is 5.0.3, I'll install another version for demonstration purposes, but it's gonna be similar. So you should pick the latest version available, but I'm gonna choose this 4.26.2. Now, if you have an SSD on your C drive, you can install it on C drive. If you have 40 or 50 gigabytes of free space, you can do that. Let me check my own drive. So if I go to my C drive and look at the capacity, I don't have much capacity left, so only 10 gigabytes left. So I'm gonna have to install it on another drive. But if you have an SSD and if you have free space, that is the best option for where you want to install Unreal Engine. So I have installed it on this e-volume, e-drive, which I have a lot of free space on. And you can, if you don't have an SSD, you can do the same thing. Now, when you are trying to provide the installation folder, make sure that it's not nested inside multiple folders. For example, it's not inside a new folder, inside another new folder, inside another new folder. So choose a simple path for it. For example, I have here, new folder, Unreal Engine 4.26, which is basically the version that's going to be installed. I'm gonna have create shortcut checked so that I can have a shortcut on my desktop, and options, which is the most important part for us right now. Here from this list we get to choose which components we would like to install. For example, core components, which is actually required, has already been selected for us because you would have to install this component and Unreal Engine would not work without it. So the core components of Unreal Engine is gonna roughly take 15 gigabytes of free space, and we would have to have it checked and have it installed. Next we have starter content, which is almost 1 gigabyte and is gonna provide us with some basic essential objects and materials that have been previously prepared and created. And these objects and materials usually come in handy, so I advise you to have this checked as well. Next we have templates and feature packs. Now let me show you what they are inside the actual software. Here on the left side we have games. For example, we have film and video and live events. We have architecture. We have a variety of templates that are provided for us. If you don't have that option checked when you are going to install Unreal Engine, you would not have these options inside the software. So it's almost 2.5 gigabytes. We're going to have this checked as well. Alright, the next option that we have here is called engine source, which is basically, the Unreal Engine website has not provided a very detailed explanation of what these 200 megabytes of data are and what they do for us, but I would advise you to have this checked as well. It's not going to take up that much space, so have this included as well. Next we have editor symbols for debugging. Now this option, which is a very big one, a bulky one, almost 30 gigabytes, and even more if you are installing Unreal Engine 5, maybe 40 gigabytes, is basically, if we have this checked, we're going to be provided the option to change the C+ programming language that we have in Visual Studio Code into another language, into another programming language. But we're not going to do that. We're not going to need that, so we're not going to have this one checked. Alright, next we have target platforms, which is gonna provide us with Android, iOS, and any other distribution that we want to work for. So initially I would advise you to not include any of them and not install any of them, because later on you can add any of them that you like. So if I go to the version that I have installed, if I go to options, I can check any of these boxes and I can just install them. Okay, so don't worry about them just yet. You can add any target platforms later. So after we have selected all the components that you would like to have installed, we simply click on install, and the process of installation of Unreal Engine will be initiated for us. Now it's gonna take up different amounts of time based on the hardware that you're running, based on the connection speed that you have, and if you are using a VPN or a proxy and you get an error or you see that the installation is stuck, a tip that I have for you is to change the server and try that again so that the installation process is resumed. And worst case scenario, if you get an error repeatedly or if your installation is stuck, you can just delete and uninstall Epic Games Launcher altogether and start everything from scratch. Now I'm going to uninstall this version 4 because I don't need it. I already have installed the current version, which is the version 5. Based on the time that you are watching this and installing Epic Games, you may get a different version. My version is 5.0.3. And basically with each new version we get some new bug fixes and some new updates that inside the course I will briefly talk about. In our course we're going to learn Unreal Engine specifically for architecture, but remember that Unreal Engine is a very powerful and capable tool that you can use for a variety of purposes. A lot of people are using it for game creation purposes. In the past, with version 4, it was mainly used for game creation, but right now with this new version, people are using it for their businesses, to showcase their business, and for a lot of different purposes other than game creation. Now, because people are using it in a wide array of areas, you may get different errors. You may get errors that are not that frequent. So my advice to you is to first Google that error and see if other people have been getting that error and what the fix is, and apply that fix. And also, it would be really nice if you could just contribute to the community by joining a forum and talking about that problem and what the fix was. All right. After the installation is over, you can launch it with this button here, and it's gonna open Unreal Engine for the first time for us. It's gonna load some assets. Now, in the meantime, I'm going to tell you about one of the big differences in version 5 compared to version 4. Other than lighting, which was revolutionized in Unreal Engine 5, the big difference is that, like their motto says, you can just load as many objects and materials into your scene and your performance would not suffer. So that was a limitation that we had with Unreal Engine 4 that we're not going to experience in Unreal Engine 5. Alright, this is our main working space in Unreal Engine 5, and we will get familiar with all the options and all the items that we have here in the next couple of sessions. That's it for this video, and I will see you in the next one.